it's been really special to like form our friendship over 5 years. We've been traveling the world together. It's been like, yeah, it's really nice to have that support. You know, we've supported each other through the whole journey. It feels very appropriate actually to Colin and Penn, because it's like, you know, it's their story. They are friends, and always have been. So yeah, it feels appropriate.
The Bridgerton cast looks absolutely flawless on screen. The gowns, the choreography, the smoldering glances across ballrooms. But behind all that Regency elegance, complete and utter chaos. From broken furniture during intimate scenes to horses eating the scenery, and a boy band song that destroyed a formal ball sequence, the real Bridgerton might be funnier than anything Shondaland could have scripted. Which cast member tripped so hard they took out an entire table? What happened when the cast got a little too competitive during croquet? And why did a blindfolded taste test go horribly wrong? Let's dive in. Let's start with what every Bridgerton actor will tell you is the #1 source of on-set comedy, the costumes. Because it turns out that looking stunning in Regency-era clothing and actually functioning in Regency-era clothing are two very different things. Claudia Jessie, who plays Eloise, has been the most vocal about her wig struggles. She described the thing as feeling like a heavy bird's nest perched on her head, and in one behind-the-scenes clip, she tried to do a dramatic turn and look moment, you know, the classic Eloise attitude, but her wig didn't quite follow at the same speed. The result was what fans described as a glitchy Regency sim. Her head turned, the hair stayed. It was beautiful. But Claudia's wig mishaps are nothing compared to what happened to Jonathan Bailey in Season 2. Jonathan plays Anthony, the Viscount, the leading man, the guy who's supposed to look brooding and powerful on horseback. There's just one problem. His horse didn't read the script. During one of his big dramatic riding scenes, as Jonathan tried to look heroic and contemplative, the horse decided it was lunchtime and started eating a nearby shrub, mid-take. Jonathan's face went from tortured leading man to confused horse dad in about half a second. The man was trying to deliver Viscount energy, and his horse chose salad. And then there's Season 3, where Luke Newton had his own battle with the set itself. During a serious take, Luke went to casually rest his hand on a table. Sounds simple, but his sleeve caught on a piece of set decoration and nearly pulled the entire table over. He and Nicola Coughlan immediately erupted into laughter, completely destroying whatever emotional tension the scene was supposed to have. Something tells us the props department keeps a close eye on Luke now. Speaking of Luke and Nicola, let's talk about the couple that has given us more behind-the-scenes chaos than any other pairing in the show's history. These two are absolutely unhinged together, and we mean that as the highest compliment. The greatest prank in Bridgerton history goes to Nicola Coughlan. She discovered that Luke Newton, before he was Colin Bridgerton, was a member of a boy band called South 4 when he was a teenager. Their song? Cougartown. Yes, really. Nicola held on to this information like a weapon, and during a formal ball scene in Season 3, she convinced the sound team to play Cougartown through the speakers instead of the classical music. Luke was mid-dance, full Regency mode, and suddenly, his teenage pop career was blasting through the ballroom. The entire cast lost it. Luke was mortified. Nicola was thrilled. A lot of planning going into it. He has no idea. I'm very excited. The man didn't even realize what was happening at first. That's taken. I thought it was in my head for a second. But Nicola wasn't done. She also decided to hide under Luke's makeup station and jump out to scare him when he sat down. She filmed the whole thing. The jump scare worked perfectly. But here's the thing about pranking Luke Newton. He fights back. He hid in her dressing room and got his revenge. And it's like a green one. Yes, hi. From that point on, it became an arms race. The two of them spent the rest of Season 3 trying to out-prank each other, while also trying to, film a television show. Now let's move to the dance sequences, because if you thought Regency dancing looks elegant, you should see what happens during rehearsals. Simone Ashley, who plays Kate in Season 2, admitted that during the now iconic sequence set to Dancing on My Own, she and Jonathan Bailey stepped on each other's feet multiple times. The floor was slippery, the costumes were heavy, and apparently the choreography was designed for people who weren't wearing 40 pounds of fabric. But the blooper reels never made it to the public. What did make it, though, was a viral clip of the cast absolutely losing their minds off camera. During Season 3 filming, Emma Naomi, Claudia Jessie, and Caleb Obadiah led the entire cast in a choreographed dance to Beyoncé's Cuff It while in full Regency costume. Corsets, wigs, the works. Even Nicola joined in. Watching people dressed like it's 1813 hit a Beyoncé routine is the kind of content the internet was built for. Before we continue, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any more behind-the-scenes fun from your favorite shows. Now let's talk about the part of Bridgerton that generates the most awkward bloopers, the intimate scenes. Because filming romance in period costumes is apparently a logistical nightmare. The most legendary story from Season 3 involves the highly anticipated intimate scenes between Nicola and Luke. During filming, the two of them got so into the physical choreography that they actually broke a chaise longue. Just snapped it. Nicola later joked that it's now a part of Bridgerton history. Their intimacy coordinator, Lizzie Talbot, was often the one keeping them grounded when the logistical awkwardness of Regency-era undressing became too much. Because apparently, trying to look passionate while someone is helping you out of a corset with 17 buttons is harder than it sounds. But the intimate scene bloopers aren't just physical. The innuendo that bleeds into their interviews might be even funnier. During press tours for Season 3, Nicola and Luke became famous for accidentally saying things that sound way worse out of context. In one interview, Luke described their chemistry as electric, and Nicola responded with, "It's more like we're just both very weird." In another, the discussion about their on-screen dynamic somehow devolved into something that made the presenters blush. "We're very, giving. We work the same way. I'm not talking about those scenes. I'm talking about nothing whatsoever." There's a lot of innuendo going on. I don't think any of us quite understand. The actors themselves have acknowledged they get naughtier as the day goes on. And then we make it worse. Season 2 gave us one of the all-time great competitive bloopers during the Pall Mall scene. If you've seen the episode, you know it's supposed to be a tense, symbolic croquet game. Behind the scenes, it was genuine warfare. Jonathan Bailey apparently hit a ball so hard it flew off set and nearly took out a crew member's monitor. And Simone Ashley was caught on camera cheating by nudging her ball with her foot. The Viscount and his future wife playing dirty at croquet. Some things don't need a script. Season 3 also had the balloon sequence, where the cast had to deal with unpredictable wind while trying to look romantic. Luke Newton heroically tried to save Nicola from a rogue piece of fabric blowing in her face but tripped on his own boots. They both collapsed into the grass, fully costumed, completely breaking the scene. At some point, you have to wonder if the directors just started building extra time into the schedule for Poland to recover from laughing fits. The cast also invented games to play between takes. The best one is the showdown game, where two people stand back to back, walk 3 paces, turn around, and try to make the most ridiculous face possible. First one to laugh loses. Jonathan Bailey and Luke Thompson, who plays Benedict, are reportedly the undefeated champions. Given that Jonathan can barely keep a straight face during actual filming, his dominance in a game that requires a straight face is genuinely impressive. And let's not forget the blindfolded food tasting disaster during a Canadian press tour. Nicola and Luke were blindfolded and trying to feed each other chips. Nicola missed Luke's mouth entirely and hit him in the nose, leading to a 30-second laughing fit that they couldn't recover from. The interviewer just had to wait it out. These two cannot be left unsupervised. The Bridgerton siblings also have a legendary group chat where they send each other memes of their most unflattering Regency poses. Jonathan Bailey, Luke Thompson, Luke Newton, and Claudia Jessie apparently spend a disturbing amount of time finding the worst possible screenshots of each other from episodes. It's the most on-brand thing a fictional family could do. But here's the thing that makes all this chaos so special. Underneath all the pranks and the laughter and the broken furniture, there's a genuine bond that comes through. When Season 3 wrapped, Nicola shared a video of herself in tears while Luke hugged her. "I know I say it all the time, but you've been so great in there and I wouldn't have wanted to do it with anyone else." She jokingly called herself a puddle of a human, but the emotion was completely real. That's what happens when you spend months making each other laugh every single day and then suddenly it's over. So as we look ahead to season 4 and whatever glorious mess the cast creates next, one thing is certain. The Bridgerton actors bring the same warmth and chaos to the set that the Bridgertons bring to the ton, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Which Bridgerton blooper had you laughing the hardest? And who do you think is the biggest troublemaker on set, Nicola or Luke? Tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching.